Friday. I was getting ready to turn the camera on and it just started recording. So, oh goodness, how are you? Welcome back, Teri here. It has been a lazy day for me, I feel like. Did not pick up to vlog. I've had a hard time knowing which day it is. I'm telling you, yesterday felt like Saturday all day long to me, Saturday. The day before that felt like Thursday. Yesterday was so bad that I would say something and Jerry would say, are they open on Thursdays? I'm like, oh, that's right, it's only Thursday. It's not Saturday. I think it's because he went to an auction, and he usually does auctions on Saturday mornings. So I just woke up and felt like it was Saturday. Today just does not feel like Friday. But why should it? Because oh, anywho. So how are you, friends? I hope you are well. Today has just been, it's another warm day, the coolest of the warm days. I guess Michigan is in another heat dome coming up. So we're back in starting tomorrow, the 90s. And the feel likes are going to be in the hundreds again. So that means in the mornings we do a lot of our stuff, or late at night. So this morning was my mystery crochet along that started, and I did finish my other blanket, and you would have, I think that you would have saw all the pictures beforehand, that I finished yesterday, the six day superstar by Betty McNitt, and it was done even though it wasn't done. She said it should have taken 6 skeins, and I only had 6 skeins, and I still had probably 5 more rows to do before the border. I could have used the 7th one, but I don't think I would have used a lot of it. So it was already, it covered me, and I'm a big old gal here, and 5'7", and so it draped over my feet on my lap and stuff, and so I said, it's done. I'm not going to sit here and order one more skein to hopefully that it will match it. So it's done. And so it will go into the pile of whenever I need a blanket for something. And so anyways, I got that done last night. And then on my English paper piecing, I did get all my strips sewn together. You would have saw a picture of that, the long strip that laid on this chair's arm. I had 6 of those, and so I did get 1 strip sewn on. So I haven't done anything on it since because everything else has been taken priority, it seems like. So this top, the yellow, pink, purple, white with the pink bottom flowers that you're kind of starting to see right here, that is the first of this clue. I got to do 5 more, and they just hook all the way around like this. So, but yeah, so I did get that one done. So when the mood strikes me, I will sit and start hand stitching it on. The bigger it's gotten, the more time, of course, it takes. Took me a good hour or so to undo 2 rows of the hexie paper that's in there. You always leave the outside edge with the paper so you got something to sew to give it more stability. And so that took took a hot minute, it seems like. And then I have a dear friend, and she knows who she is, that was telling me that she sent me on YouTube, there was a stitcher, cross stitch stitcher who was doing Christmas in July, and she was doing a free basically, I think however many days there are in the month, that's, you know, but she was posting them, and every 2 days, I think it is. So there is a border. You would have saw, no, I didn't show a picture of that. So there is a border that goes all the way around, and I don't have it here in front of me. And then it's like a 10 by 10 inch square, so it's just like 10 stitches this way down, and you fill it all in. And she is known to do full coverages, but she also does mandalas and different things like that. And she's on Etsy. And so she posts them on YouTube, and you can go to Instagram, and it will have the downloads for it. And when she gets hers stitched up, it always has a front cover that says day 4 would have been the last one, because day 5 came out today. And then you can swipe the picture, and it will show you what day 5 looks like, so you'll see 1 through 5 on it. So I'm playing catch up on it. So I haven't cross stitched in so long. I have lots of projects, but usually that's like a winter thing, but this was such a small thing, I thought, yep, I want to try that. And then my friend who sent me that also, she's sewing Fat Quarter Shops, I think it's their Christmas in July freebie. I think it's called Tree Farm. You would have saw that. They do it in the quilt, and they do it in the cross stitch. And I thought, well, I'm already cross stitching, and it's not very big at all. It will end up being like 4.5 inch square. So I just got part 1 done. Those are the trees. You would have saw that with the I did put the paper with it. And so I decided I better come out, because it is Friday, and I try to do Tuesdays and Fridays. So today Jerry and we sat there, and he went up to Menards in Ionia, because we're going to do a front porch, and he bought he's going to do the rails on the railing and stuff. So he went up and he did all that while I stayed home. And what are you doing? What are you doing? Just a second. So my orange cat, Mr. Simba, is right down there, and I have my yarn for the mystery crochet along there, and the yarn was hanging over, and he was he tends to either grab it and run with it, or if you're not looking, he will just sit there and chew it until he's got it chewed into. So yeah, he little stink pot. But anyways, so he went up and did that, and so I started that mystery crochet along, and I think I told you wrong the name of it. I think it is Sand to Stone. And if that's not right, sorry. But it is a freebie, and so I don't have it done. I am on row 7. And oh, it's coming apart right there. Let me hook this back together so I don't lose my stitch marker. So row 7 is what I'm on, and we have until Friday I think, to get it done. But you would have saw the pictures to that. And what I found interesting is that you start out with which looks like a star. And so you start out with a circle with so many double crochets in it. And then what you do is you chain so many up. And then when you got that chain, I think it was like 10, you chain it up. And then she has you do so many single crochets, so many down that chain, so many single crochets, half double crochets, double crochets, and then when you're down that whole leg of it, then you skip a couple stitches and you slip into that third stitch, and then you chain back up that number again, and you just repeat, and it just gives you the five legs on it. And then you have, of course, then you got to fill all in. So I've not done too much of that before. So row 7 is what I'm on, and this is what it's looking like so far. So it's looking like a sand dollar to me. And it's going to be a little wavy and stuff until we get it so that it is because I'm sure if once it's gotten to a circle to a certain spot, then she'll make it into a square, and then that will pull it back out. So she is calling for 2 sizes of hooks. I'm using my 2 smallers or my 2 hooks is an G and an I, and hers was a E and a G, and she told us to start with the E, which is the smaller one, which was my G. So, but this is what it looks like so far, but to me it looks like a sand dollar. So this has been real fun. So those are my 3 blues that I got from Red Heart Super Saver, and I think that, and it matched pretty close as you can to her cotton DK weight. So so I will be working on that, I'm sure, to get that done, so then I can go back and at least I can stay caught up with that, and then I can go work on that English paper piecing and whatever else calls me. So, so yeah, so Jerry and I went out for lunch. It's Friday, it's my weigh-in day, and I was up, and I don't know why I was up, except for we had 2 nights of ice cream, not a big ice cream, but small ice cream, and he has been making stuff that we usually have in the winter, and so it's, for him, it's comfort food. So of course, a couple nights we had hot dogs, and then we had hamburgers, and then we had, what do we have, corn dogs. Then he made a soup, bacon corn chowder soup, and of course that is always high of sodium with stock. I don't know if he used my chicken stock or not, but you know, I mean, it's super delicious. And I almost said fried up bacon. I didn't. I baked the bacon because he normally uses real bacon bits, and I was trying to get it so that we could use bacon. But there were several pieces that were still chewy, and I did bake it a different way. Normally I put foil on the cookie sheet rack with a rack on it with the cookie sheet underneath it, and then I usually lay the bacon on it. This time someone suggested parchment paper. So I did do that, and it said 4 1/4 for our size, probably 18 minutes. Well, 18 minutes wasn't quite, it didn't get them crispy, let's just say that. And nothing wrong with them. They weren't, you know, but they were kind of dark, not burnt, but, you know. So the next batch, I put it in for 19 minutes, and I couldn't have went any longer because there was a couple pieces that were next to burnt. And then we threw the other ones back in for a couple of minutes. That didn't crisp up, and that just made them too tough. So I don't know. I really don't want to fry them because of all the grease. But anyways, so he used some of that in there. And then oh, he made homemade macaroni and cheese with hot dogs in it. So when we have hot dogs, he loves hot dogs. But when there's only 2 of us, I don't mind hot dogs if they're on the grill. I don't like them boiled or anything at all, but I usually have one, he has one. But then you got that package of hot dogs to do something with, and instead of just sitting there going, well, just freeze the rest of it, the next time he usually does homemade macaroni and cheese, and then he will cut up, you know, 2 or 3 hot dogs in it. And there have been times that it's been too much hot dogs, and I don't eat the hot dogs, I push them away. But you know, that's a lot of cheese, you know, and even though he's cut back on the cheese and the butter to make the roux and stuff, it's still a lot. And then, what was it, last night, he wanted scalloped potatoes and ham. And I'm thinking, no. So we didn't have scalloped potatoes and ham. What did we have? That's awful when you cannot remember. Oh my Lanta. If I had my tracker in front of you, I could tell you. Anyways, it just seemed like the whole week it was high sodium and high carbs and stuff like that. So it's a new week starting today. And allergies and the high humidity has not made my head feel good all week, and so I haven't been able to do any type of exercise on the treadmill or walking or anything like that. Today was one of the first days that I was halfway decent, and so I forced myself. I did too. I really didn't want to, but I got back up on it and I did my 20 minutes. So you know, it's too easy just to give in, isn't it? So I don't know. I should be more upset over it. Maybe not. I can't control the scale. I can't control, you know, everything. And oh, we had what I couldn't remember. We had scrambled eggs and toast and ham, and so that left half of a ham steak left, and that's usually what he will do in scalloped potatoes and ham, because he cubes everything up. So there was there's the ham that to me tastes really salty. To him it tasted fine, you know. But between hot dogs and, I don't know. I'm just off. Let's just say that. Here in Michigan, you know, we're one of the hot spots for that parasite thing that causes all the issues with digestion, you know, all that stuff. So of course they don't know for sure where it came from. All they know is that it's fresh fruits and vegetables. So far not canned and so far not frozen. But they are thinking so far there's like basil and lettuce and raspberries and, well, a lettuce in a bag. Raspberries, basil, cilantro. I can't remember. The issue is, from what I'm understanding, is that you can eat something and it doesn't hit you anywhere. Well, it hits you anywhere from 2 to 14 days. And a lot of times after 14 days of it hitting you, you automatically think, well, you ate something that didn't agree with you. And a lot of times it's just with you for a little bit and then that's it. But when it doesn't go away and then you have to ask your doctor to test you for that, and if it comes back that's what it is, there's an antibiotic for it, but the kicker is that it can come back. Jeez. So this is the gal here who loves her fresh fruits and vegetables, and I'm telling you, I love a salad all the time for lunch, and I have not been able to have a salad. I am too afraid to have a salad right now. And he just bought a bag of apples that I will, when I do break into them, I will be washing them all, getting them out of that bag and hand scrubbing them like they suggest, and then air dry, and then putting them back into the refrigerator. And like they say, wash your hands before, and if you use a brush, clean the brush, and then then afterwards wash your hands again. So, but we've always had something, they said, and we always can have this. It's just that nobody knows where it's coming from, if it came from California or if it came from whoever. So that means my lunch is now, I gotta think of something else. And so I have my whole wheat bread, I have a sandwich, a half a sandwich, and I'm just afraid to eat fruit right now. So I don't know. So everything is turned around for me as far as the eating and stuff. But it's always something, isn't it? So anyways, I think I will let you guys go, and I hope that your weekend will be a great one. Oh, before I let you go, the garden. It is doing well. We are getting some tomatoes. We've got lots of peas out there that the pods are really thin, but there's a handful yesterday that they're starting to get plump. And so tomorrow morning, because you know you should really pick in the morning if you can, tomorrow morning I will go out and I will pick all the ones that are ready, that are the, you know, the plump ones that aren't soft and everything. And then I'm just going to freeze them, and so I'll just shell them and run them under water and stuff, and then I will blanch them for, I don't know, almost a minute, and then pat them dry and put them in the freezer to flash freeze. It's not going to be a lot, but see, if I do it that way, then once those are frozen, I can put it in the freezer gallon bag, throw it in the freezer, and then when the others are ready, I can go through that whole process, and once those are frozen, I can add them to the bag and just until we have no more peas. And so my bush beans, they're getting the flowers, so probably within the next couple of weeks, hopefully we'll have beans to pick. potatoes, Jerry did stake all that around it so they're up off the ground and stuff. Those might not be ready until the end of August, beginning of September. And the cabbages are looking like they're trying to form a head. And the green beans, the pole beans are starting to really grow and climb up. So, but, and my bush cucumber, that plant is starting to really grow and get the tendrils. So, and Jerry's butterscotch, the mini butternut squash, the one that we bought as a plant from a nursery, that one is doing really good. It's already got the flowers on it and stuff and has filled in the whole ground area. I would really like to get the clips and clip it up to the fence that's next to it. But, you know, we lifted it up one time, and now that it's kind of grown down and stuff, it's got that little kink in it, and I'm afraid if I lift up too much, I don't want to break it. But I'd like to get it up off the ground because that's when pests and diseases can get to it. His other ones are on the trellis, and they're looking good. I just have to, I need to clip them up too because they're now finally tall enough to do that. But, so other than that, no special plans this weekend that I know of. I know Jerry has got some outside work that he's going to be doing, and I'll just be inside and crafting or housework or whatever has to be done, or gardening. So, but anyways, thanks for stopping by as always, my friends, and until we can meet up again, hopefully on Tuesday, have a safe, blessed weekend, great day in the Lord on Sunday, and I'll see you next week. Stay strong on your weight loss journey, and get back up on that bus with me. If you have been struggling, grab hold of my hand and come on in and do the best that you can. That's all that I can do. And forgive yourself, just like I have to. Brush that dust, dirt off, and just say, okay, keep going. So, see you soon.